Hey everyone, you're listening to a very special Straight No Chaser from us over at Drinkin' Farm. So, Sam, tell the people what a Straight No Chaser is.
So a straight no chaser is usually just for our Patreons at the $5 level or above. So we're doing this so you can all experience the awesomeness and maybe sign up so you can get these kind of small mini sodes almost of us telling you awesome, great things that are farming related. So these episodes typically last between 5 and 10 minutes long, and it's just super quick information. We give it to you straight. We try not to throw our opinions in there, but sometimes we just can't help it.
Look, we're opinionated.
We are opinionated when it comes to farming. We will share those opinions with you. Anyways, so we're excited to share this longer. I was going to say brief, but this one's a little bit longer. Straight No Chaser with you so you can understand what we're talking about. And then head on over to patreon.com/drinkinfarm, sign up for a $5 level or above. Not only do you get this content at $5, you get some other things too. So head on over there and check it out after you listen to this.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're not sure what Patreon is a great way that you can support the podcast, but also get some exclusive content from us over here at Drinkin' Farm. So if you've been listening for a while and you think, hey, I like them, they're pretty cool, I'd love some extra stuff. Patreon is a great way to do that because Patreon is what gives us the funds to be able to do cool things, which just expands what we can offer and different ways that we can serve you here at the podcast. So we hope you enjoy this Straight No Chaser that is all about the fall equinox.
So welcome to today's Straight No Chaser.
Yay!
Yay! And today, since it's September 20th, we're going to talk about the fall equinox because that is like in 2 days.
Yeah. And you might not know what the fall equinox is. I mean, you might know kind of what it does, but there's some pretty cool, interesting things about it that I'm learning today, and you'll get to learn too.
Yes. So, fun fact number one. And these are from science.howstuffworks.com too. So we'll link to the article so everyone can go check it out if they'd like. But fun fact number one is it's not a day-long thing. So although the autumnal. Okay. I'm just going to say fall because I'm not sophisticated. Although the fall equinox is observed, maybe even celebrated all day on September 22nd. It's really just a moment in time. To be exact, it's when the sun crosses the celestial equator, which is an imaginary line in the sky above Earth's equator. Normally, Earth orbits tilted on its axis by 23.5 degrees, but at this precise instant, its rotational axis is neither tilting toward nor away from the sun.
Ooh.
So, I know. So, for 2021, this exact thing will happen at 3:21 p.m. Eastern Time. After this time, the sun will start rising later and setting earlier for all of us in the Northern Hemisphere. Those living in the Southern Hemisphere will see the opposite. In fact, people in the Southern Hemisphere refer to September 22nd as their spring equinox, the signal that the days will start getting longer.
That is so cool.
Yes.
So, fun fact number two is that day and night are not exactly equal.
What?
I know. Gosh. The word equinox comes from the Latin word equus, meaning equal, and nox, meaning night. But day and night are not exactly 12 hours each on the day of the equinox due to the refraction of sunlight, which, if you don't know what refraction is, it's the bending of the sun's light rays. The sun will appear to be above the horizon in some places when it's actually still below it. And those who live far from the equator will have slightly longer days because the sun takes longer to rise and set from their vantage point. So on days close to the equinox, the sun might be visible for between 12 hours and 6 minutes and 12 hours and 16 minutes, depending on the latitude.
The more you know. All right. Fun fact number 3. The equinox date can vary, which I didn't really know, I guess. So generally the fall equinox lands on September 22nd or 23rd, but can occasionally fall on the 21st or 24th. And that's because the calendar used in the West defines a year as 365 days, or the length of time it takes for the Earth to orbit the sun. In actuality, Earth takes 365.25 days to go around the sun. So we like to round down. This means that September equinox will be 6 hours later than it was the year before. The inclusion of leap years sort of resets that date. So in 2092 and 2096, the fall equinox will be on September 21st. The last time it was on this date was in 1000 CE.
Oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
I know. So if we are kicking it in a retirement home in 2092, which we probably will be long gone by then, maybe not too long gone.
I'll be 106.
Okay.
Oh,
hey,
wait. No,
it's possible.
I'll be 108. No. I can't count.
Okay. So then that would make me 105.
Ish. Yeah, I think so.
That's totally possible. And you know what? With modern medicine, by that time, we're probably all going to be half robotic by then anyways. I don't know.
It's true. The first thing that's going to go is my hips. That's what I'm going to turn into the robots.
Okay. So if we are still around, we'll be able to see that happen. Yeah. What's crazy is there are probably children being born right now that will absolutely be there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But anyways, now that I'm facing my mortality, I'll try to refocus back on the notes here. You can see the exact dates of the fall and spring equinoxes, as well as the summer and winter solstices through 2025. If you go to the link in the show notes, it'll direct you in that direction if you want some kind of crazy seasonal party planning to happen. That can assist you.
All right. Fun fact number 4 is that the equinoxes bring on the northern lights. So those beautiful displays of light in the night sky called the aurora borealis are the northern lights. And the equinox signals the time that you can see them. And they generally continue all the way through the spring equinox each March, which is super cool. And I have never actually seen the aurora borealis in person, only beautiful photos of it. I would love to see it someday. Have you ever seen it?
If I did, it wasn't that memorable.
Oh, yeah.
And it might have been under cloud cover. I don't know if we can see it in Michigan or not.
I think sometimes you can.
Yeah, but I feel like
rare.
That's something I would remember.
I would think so too. Yeah. I would think so too.
Yeah.
So here's why you can see the aurora borealis during this time. They're caused by the interaction of solar winds with Earth's magnetic field. And the solar winds are particles of plasma escaping from the sun into space. And due to the Earth's axial tilt, the solar wind from the sun is better able to reach the Earth's atmosphere through our geomagnetic field. And these disturbances in the Earth's magnetic field, called geomagnetic storms, are therefore at their strongest and most likely in the spring and fall. And that is compared to in the summer and the winter. And the particles that slam into the Earth's magnetic field, oh my gosh, so many big words. These particles, they collide with atoms of oxygen, nitrogen, and other elements in the air, and they eventually release photons of different wavelengths. And the different colors of the aurora you can see in the sky are caused by this. So Science.
Sciencey things. All right. So number 5 is probably my favorite. The fall equinox is a cause for celebration. Woohoo!
I'm always here to celebrate.
Who doesn't like a good party? So one example is that there is a neo-pagan festival of Mabon, a harvest festival to celebrate the gathering of crops and the bounty of the earth. In China and other Asian countries, they celebrate the Moon Festival, which is always held in mid-September around the time of the harvest moon. And the harvest moon is the full moon closest to the fall equinox. And here in the United States, we celebrate by drinking pumpkin things.
Yeah.
And we start early.
We do. I mean, we start in August now, pretty soon. Pumpkin is just going to be year round. Oh, yeah. A fun fact before we sign off on this Straight No Chaser, because I know it's probably gone way longer than it's supposed to, but we've talked about the Pumpkin Festival on this podcast before, right? That happens in Circleville. That's not that far from me. Well, I just drove by a local coffee shop that is there in Circleville, and they have pumpkin donuts and pumpkin coffee year round.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like, yes.
You found the basic bitch mecca.
I did. It's Circleville, Ohio. Move there.
I drove through Circleville the one time I visited you and honestly was not very impressed.
No, I mean, yeah,
but now I know.
There's not a whole lot to see from US 23, but when you get off the highway, it's a little more interesting. But yeah, like most places.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week's Straight No Chaser.
We hope you enjoyed.
We drink things, we farm things, we drink and farm things.